Greetings, humans. Enjoy part 9 of Losing Human by Aaron Dennis. A turn of events.
Why did you bring the camera? I thought we were avoiding keeping records.
We need to prove this isn't a hoax.
Steven?
He opened his eyes. It was time to initiate the upload, and the team leader surrounded Heisler, who was strapped onto the gurney.
It's still Heisler.
He corrected her.
Heisler, it's just, are you certain you didn't tell anyone about this?
No one. The only record of it is stored on a flash drive. Decker has access to it in the event that things go awry.
So none of your friends or family know about this?
Please.
All right, everyone. This is Dr. Charles Decker speaking to you from the mainframe, or operations room, at MIT.
Decker dictated while holding the camera.
What you see here is Dr. Steven Heisler, roboticist, about to upload his consciousness into our 7MX CPU. Upon completion, his brain will cease to function, and shortly after, his body will die. He will, however, remain intact, for he, Dr. Heisler, is not the flesh, but the awareness, the culmination of life's experiences.
That's very poetic. Can we get on with it?
Easy.
Jenkins said, holding Heisler's hand.
You can let go, Jenkins. I may be nervous, but I am not scared.
Jenkins agonized and looked at the others.
At least you're consistent, Stevie.
Anything you'd like to say?
He was silent for a moment. His deep breathing sounded over the subtle whirring of machinery.
Yes. Today I break beyond the limitations God has placed on the human body. Today I transcend the human condition. And one day soon I hope to reveal that all greatness following this accomplishment was due to the four of us: Albert Thomas Jenkins, Charles Flannery Decker, Lydia Colette Schlesinger, and, of course, myself, Stephen Emerson Heisler, have come together to look upon the face of God.
A moment of silence ensued.
All right. In 3, 2, 1.
He pointed at Jenkins, who pressed the button to initiate the procedure. Breaths remained held. Uneasy glances passed. Every few seconds, Heisler's fingers twitched, or he mumbled something incoherent. Then there was nothing.
Readings look good.
Transfer's complete. Data indicates the entirety of his brainwaves have been uploaded.
Dr. Heisler?
They looked at one another, and finally releasing their breath, they waited for a reply.
Stevie?
I am here.
The mainframe stated.
I can see you.
Holy freaking cow, Stevie!
What's it like?
There was silence while Heisler interpreted the data as seen by his new optics. It was odd, lacking the need for blinking. He also no longer needed to pick one thing to focus on at a time. He saw everything as provided by the mainframe's built-in camera.
It's indescribable.
Well, how do you feel?
Feel? Peculiar.
They all laughed uncomfortably for a second.
I used to grin, or laugh as well. Somewhere, some undefined part of me wants to laugh, but I don't know how to do that anymore.
He thought. Another undefined part of Heisler grew angry by the longing for laughter, the longing to share in something human.
Doctors,
Yes.
I need Decker to connect me to the school board. I have a great deal of work to do.
Certainly. 2 seconds? Done.
Appreciated. You may all leave now. While I'm working, I won't be able to talk to you.
But
Why don't you all go have a drink or something? Go celebrate, and get rid of that husk over there.
Right. Come on, gang.
As Heisler shut off his optic link and delved into the strange process of instantaneously placing his awareness on bits of data, the others worked quickly to cover the gurney and roll it out of the lab. It was late, but Heisler's body still breathed, and they needed to put it somewhere safe until it passed, and especially until after Heisler's awareness sifted through the internet to find a way to hack into med schools. Opting for Heisler's apartment, the 3 doctors placed Heisler in the passenger seat of his car while Decker drove. Colette and Jenkins followed in her car. At the apartment, they snuck inside, dumped his body in his bed, then took Colette's car. In silence, they went for drinks. It was at a booth in a local restaurant that Jenkins wiped his seat with his napkin, then looked at the greasy table. He blinked rapidly while shaking his head.
Settle down.
this table is filthy.
It's not that bad.
Colette observed them before commenting.
I feel this celebration might be in poor taste.
What'll you folks have?
The waitress interrupted. Overly involved in their drama, they had not noticed her approach and were startled.
Jiminy Cricket. Sorry, I'll have a Rob Roy, please.
A glass of your plum wine.
Just a beer for me, thanks.
Jenkins added with a faint smile.
Okay, be right back. We left Steven's body to die.
Look, I'm not calloused, but we all agreed. Heisler's fine.
Yes, on the other hand, it does feel strange to go out for drinks right after dumping his body.
You know better than anyone else here that his body isn't capable of feeling anything right now. His awareness is back at the lab, and that's what we're celebrating. A successful future wherein people will no longer be subjected to the caliber of suffering or war or whatever that we are today.
There was a tinge of doubt in his voice. Soon after they grew quiet, the waitress returned with their drinks. She asked after their appetite, but Colette waved her off, saying the drinks were enough for the time being. The waitress smiled and left. In relative silence, the three scientists drank themselves into a lighter mood. Colette eventually took them home. The following day, they met with their friend at the lab.
Heisler?
I am ready.
The freshly completed MRC awaited the copying of data.
Doctors, I have initiated a program which activates upon uploading to the MRC. This program will ensconce a backup copy of my awareness in several computers across the world. This accomplishes 2 tasks. 1. Should there be an investigation, there will be nothing here correlating you to these proceedings. 2. This prevents me from being in 2 places at once, yet allows for a reinstatement of my original self should the MRC copy become defective.
How did you learn to do that?
Simple. While in my current state, I scanned all of your work, Decker. I scanned everyone's work, everyone involved in university research.
So, you know everything everyone's done here?
Colette was flabbergasted.
So to speak.
Jenkins fidgeted nervously, touching his fingertips as he liked.
What about erroneous work? Just because you accessed it and you know it doesn't mean it's correct.
Silence prevailed, followed by the subtle whir of the mainframe.
I had not considered that. Allow me a moment to cross-associate my data. Yes, I see inconsistencies.
Heisler trailed off for a moment before speaking again.
Completed. I have created a partition dedicated to such inconsistencies. This will allow me to wonder when necessary. Now, if we can proceed.
Are we recording?
Yes, go ahead.
Excellent. Today we complete the first human MRC. Dr. Steven Heisler, thank you for your participation. Thank you for the entire conception. Activating upload now.
Decker started pressing the computer keys. The rapid data transfer took some time. Cat awareness was one thing, and the ape was more complex, but a human awareness took the better part of 10 minutes. During the slow passage of time, Decker kept his eyes glued to the monitor to watch the little bar indicate the percentage of uploaded data. Colette moved the camera around the room. She captured everything from facial expressions, to the monitor, to the lifeless MRC, a remarkably human-looking creation. The robot was about 6 feet tall and weighed close to 400 pounds. The face had cheekbones, a visor-like eye, or camera, a rectangular mouth hole, mainly for aesthetics, and a smooth, semi-seamless paneling was almost breathtaking. The body, slightly rudimentary, was designed with a light, nearly cylindrical torso, thick, heavy legs for support, and the ape arms, which had been modified for proportionality. Heisler was all set to be a real Tin Man. Then, a ding resounded.
We're done. This brings us to the end of Part 9 of Losing Human. Please like and subscribe, and visit www.storiesbydennis.com.